year after year after year, and nothing changes. And you write it down again, and you put your little picture on the board, and you have all these hopes and all these dreams and aspirations, but then at the end of the year, you realize that none of that stuff came true. You didn't actually work towards it like you said you were going to, and you're stuck in the same boat again. Hey family, what's up? Welcome back to another video on the channel. My name is Mila. I'm super excited that you guys tuned in for today's video. It's going to be a good one. If you can't tell, I have a lot of little stuff here that is going to help us reach our goals this year. So I have my laptop, I have my agenda, I have my vision board, I have my journal that I use on a regular basis. Yes, I actually use my journal on a regular basis. I wanted to do this video for you guys, even though we are almost a month into the year. I know you might think it's a little late, but I'm sure you've already watched tons of videos on how to reach your goals, why you're procrastinating, why you maybe don't have the best game plan and all this stuff. So I decided to take this time and really try out different things and see what actually works, what doesn't. It's been years in the making of what I'm going to share with you guys today. So buckle up and let's go ahead and get into the video. When it comes to reaching your goals, there are so many different ways that we can approach this, and I've seen tons of different ways that work for people. You can talk about manifestation, vision boards, visualization, meditation, reading certain books, having an agenda, all of these different things. And I wanted to share what has worked best with me, what has been helping me absolutely crush my goals in this first month, basically, of the year. And I really feel like I finally landed on the perfect formula. So I hope that you guys can take away some things from this video and that it can help you guys. So to start off, I want to give you guys a little bit of background as to why I feel I'm an expert in this, okay? Hear me out. I have been making vision boards for about 5 years now, and I have all of them. I don't know if it's bad juju to keep them. I hope that it's not. Let me know. Let your girl know. And I don't know where the idea came from. I must have seen something online or somebody do it, and I was like, it sounds really cool. I'm a super arts and craftsy person, so I decided to grab a bunch of magazines and cut up a bunch of stuff, put it on a board, and then guess what I did? I forgot about it. And I did that for a while. So at first I put it up somewhere nice, just like they tell us to do. Put it somewhere you can see it every day, look at it. And throughout the year, I noticed that I started to get frustrated because I would see all these awesome things and plans and goals that I had set for myself, but my year was absolutely not going in that direction. And I was visualizing it and I was praying about it, and it wasn't going how I wanted it to go, basically. So I was like, what is it that's not adding up here? So the first thing I want to share with you guys is, yes, I do believe that having a clear vision board, like something physical, tangible, right? I guess it could be on your laptop if you like that, or you see all these images of things that you want to achieve, a house, a career goal, financial goals, relationship goals, right? With yourself, spirituality, and all these things. I think that is super important, but I also think that that is not where our work stops. That is actually where our work begins. Somebody recently told me that vision boards basically end up being just wish lists if we don't put in the work. So what do I mean by that, guys? I mean that it's really pretty to have it there and everything, but we need to actively be working towards these goals. And that's been the biggest game changer for me this year. Before I get too ahead of myself, as I tend to do, and get into all the specifics of the game plan that I'm currently working for my 2024 vision and goals, I do want to share something that I did before starting the year, something that I did before even making my vision board, before defining my goals for this year. And it's something that I've never done before. If you've done it before, then kudos to you guys. You guys are ahead of the game. But something that I did was I reflected. I did a deep reflection in all areas of my life. Personally, in my marriage, spiritually, my relationship with God, career-wise, finance-wise, just so many different areas of my life, even dog mom-wise, guys, even like how I was this past year as a dog mom, because my babies are everything. So I did that reflection, and I actually looked up like a list of questions that are really great, and I'll share some of them with you guys. So the first question was, what goals did you set out for in that year? So we're talking about obviously 2023. What goals had you originally set out on? And I wrote them down. And then the next question is something like, how did you land with those goals? And this is not, don't get me wrong, to make yourself feel bad, right? And make you feel like, oh, well, I didn't accomplish any of it. And sometimes it's just life. Sometimes things in life, unexpected things happen. Sometimes there's so much that is actually out of our control, right? So I'm not talking about that. And then it said, what things did you feel worked for you? What things didn't work for you? What can you keep going into this next year? What practices were not good for you? What habits, helped you? Who in your circle pushed you towards these goals? And that reflection was a game changer, because it's so easy to get so excited. I know we all do when a new year starts and we're 1 month in, 2-3 months in, and then we get lost in the sauce basically. So I highly recommend that before you guys continue the rest of the year, if you haven't done so already, I definitely recommend that you guys do a reflection and, take your time with it, write it down, brainstorm, really think about this past year and what was effective and what wasn't. Okay, I'm kind of cheating today because I have my notes, but I tend to get carried away, guys, and I really, really want you guys to take the best from this video. So moving on, point number 4 here. After I reflected, I felt like now I was ready to go ahead and do my vision board and do my goal list and all of this stuff. But this year I went about it a different way. I have my vision board. It's not this humongous thing. It is actually quite small. I have a picture of myself, quotes, money, and all these other things that are, tied into my goals for the year. And I made this, I took my time and cut everything out and everything like that. But although I keep it now, I've learned my lesson. I keep it with me in my agenda, which is part of the reason that I decided to make it travel size, if you will, because I felt like if I made this big thing, I was just gonna forget about it or not look for it. And I'm a really aesthetic person, I know, and having this big thing on my wall, whatever. So it worked for me, guys. So I decided to make it little. Personally, if you're anything like me, if you're a little bit of an overachiever and you get really excited at the beginning of the year, like I said, I love to put a lot of different things on my plate. I mean, I love to just stack on a lot of really big goals. And granted, I am a big believer that 1 month can change your life, 6 months of hard work can change your life, a year can put you in a completely different space mentally, physically, financially. I truly, to my core, I believe that. However, I've noticed that I work better when I focus on very specific goals and cut it back to perhaps 10, goals, 10 big ones, versus when I have 25. And also they're all in different categories and I'm being pulled in all of these different directions. And then I end up getting overwhelmed by the time we hit summer. And then I'm just like, well, what are we going to do now? So that's just my experience personally. So besides making my vision board, something else that I did do this year that I want to share with you guys that I have here in my agenda is I grabbed a random piece of paper from my agenda. I just ripped it out. I wasn't using it. And I decided to write down all of my goals. It's said and studies show that when you actually physically write something down that you're going to do it, it's the chances of you actually doing it skyrocket completely, which is crazy the way that our mind works, right? So I don't know if you guys can see it or if it's a little blown out, but basically, although I do have my vision board, I wanted to just have it organized on paper because I'm very big into organization. So I felt like if I did it this way, then it would help my brain basically have it organized here of this game plan that I keep talking about, right? So what I did was I wrote down about 2 to 3 different goals in the following categories. The first one is personal development. So that includes my body, my mind, and my spirituality / relationship with God. And I have a physical goal in there. I have a mental goal, right? And things that I want to do. The next category that I have here is online. And what I mean by online is obviously my content creating goals, my goals here on YouTube, TikTok, all of that fall into this category of what I expect from myself this year as a creator without overwhelming myself, something that I can stick to and something that I know brings me a lot of joy. So that's that category. The next category is money and finances. And I put specific goals in there, right? Next one is love and marriage. My relationship is extremely important to me. And then I did one for fun, which is something I've never done before. I feel like when we're goal setting, we're so like this, right? And sometimes we forget, like, we're human. We don't know what this year may bring. I hope that it brings us nothing but joy and happiness. But realistically, our lives go like a roller coaster. Things are going to happen. Unexpected things are going to happen. What are you going to do this year that truly, genuinely makes you happy? What are you going to do this year to get out of your comfort zone? What have you been saying that you really want to try or you really want to go somewhere? And because it's not an achievement-based goal, you completely put it in the back of your mind and you forget about it. So I did that category. So after I did this list, I keep this paper in my agenda, stored in the space where you're at for the day. Like if today is January 18th, for example, then it's in that slot. So I don't forget about it. It's not randomly in the back because it makes me look at them every day. And for example, if I'm having a bad day or if I said, you know what, I committed to this amount of YouTube videos, for example, in a year or making this content. It's a reminder, like, you might not always feel your best, but you said you were going to do this. And it's a thin line between being able to decide, you know what, I'm not doing this because I'm lazy and because somebody made me mad today, or I'm not doing this because, you know what, I really need like a reset day. I need to rest. So that's going to keep me on track. Okay, moving on here to our next point. Something else that I did with this goal sheet is that next to each goal, right? Because a goal is a statement. I want to make 50,000 this year. I want to lose X amount of weight, right? Next to that, I put a small sentence, a couple of keywords. It doesn't have to be this big elaborate thing or else you're going to have like a lot of pages, right? Of what you're going to do daily. Hear me out. Daily, guys, to help you get to that goal. Now, I'm going to share one with you guys, just like a random one. One of my goals for this year is to read 5 books. I know 5 books might not seem like a lot when we have 12 months, but again, I've learned my lesson. In the past, I said I'm going to read 30 books or like this crazy number, right? Because I'm like, oh, that's only like 2 or 3 books a month. I got it. But I didn't do it. So I've learned my lesson. If I read more than 5, perfect. You know, I did more than what I wanted to, what I wrote down. But I've committed to 5 books. Now, if you know that you're not going to actively go and get that library card, or you're not going to order them on Amazon, or you're not somebody that really reads, but it's something you want to get into, what I decided to do is I'm going to dedicate 20 minutes every day, 20, 30 minutes a day, right, to listening to an audiobook and taking notes. And I'm going to disconnect from my phone, from anything distracting, and I'm just going to do that. So that is how I'm going to ensure that by the end of the year, I've listened to / read 5 audiobooks. So I hope that makes sense, because we can't just write it down. And when it comes to manifesting your goals, it's great to write it down as if it's already done. That's like a small other little tip. Instead of writing down, I want to make 50,000 or I will make 50,000, say I have made 50,000. And that is a big game changer as well, because according to science, guys, not me, our mind doesn't know when something has actually happened, like that experience, or when it hasn't. So if you tell yourself, I have made 50,000, and you focus on all of the different emotions that come with that, happiness, joy, relief, whatever it is that money is going to bring to your life, it's going to make a difference, right? That's the way you want to do it. Sorry, I forgot to mention that, but I mentioned it, okay? The whole point of making a game plan for the game plan, because that's basically what this is because I've done it so many years where I write stuff down. I visualize it, as I mentioned in the beginning. I manifest it, guys. I do USA. I do everything. It's not going to happen if we don't work for it. Point blank, period. Like, I wish I could, wrap it in a different way, but that is the overall message. Goals, dreams, everything doesn't work unless you do. And I'm just beating, the same thing again and again into you guys because it took me years to realize that. And I've wasted a lot of time. Honestly, time is like our biggest asset. And I could have been XYZ, but the point is that I'm doing it now. And this is your opportunity to do it now and to take this information and do with it what you will. I hope that it can help you see things differently. I hope that, you guys come along this journey with me because, like I said, we're basically a month into this year. And what have you really done different? What have you done that has challenged you to actually wake up in the morning and stick to these things? Because it's so easy, guys, to say all of these big words. I'm going to go to the gym every day. I'm going to do this. I'm going to finally start that business. I'm going to start posting. Who cares what people say? Blah, blah, blah. But the moment that something comes and shakes your world, it could be something so small, guys. It's going to be really difficult for you to keep going if you don't have your why clear. I have my why clear with all of these goals. Like, I know why I want to listen to the audiobooks. I know why I want a better relationship with God. I know why I want, to create specific content this year for you guys. I have it very clear. So look at your goals if you've already done it. If you haven't done it, it's never too late. I don't want you to think that, you have to fall into this like societal thing where we can only do this at the beginning of the year, or we're 6 months in. Whenever this video crosses your screen, I hope that you just take a minute and realize it's not too late. You have time at any point in time throughout the year. If you think that what you're doing is not working for you, then beautiful. Guess what? You can change it. You can stop. You can readjust. You can reset. And I just really wanted to share all of the different tools and things that I've been doing for the beginning of the year that have really helped me, that have shifted my mindset instead of seeing this thing on the wall and being like, yep, someday, or yeah, this year I can be like, I did things Monday through Friday or Monday through Sunday, whenever, you want to give yourself, that actively have gotten me this much closer. This much is a lot when you think about a year, right? And we're already almost a month in to being where I want to be, to being the person I want to be, to being the mom, the dad, the husband, the creator, the real estate agent, whatever it is that, makes your heart skip a beat in the morning, then that. And honestly, I haven't seen anybody online because I did my research. You guys know I always do my research before I bring you guys something. I don't feel like I have all the answers by any means. And I didn't see anybody really explain it in this way, that you have to have a game plan for the overall plan. So to close out this video, you guys, I hope I wasn't yelling, but we are Latina here, so we get a little bit worked up, okay? I'm very passionate. But I hope that this video helped you guys. I honestly, like I said, I just wanted to come and share what has been working for me. I hope that you guys take a lot of good things away from this video and you can adapt it to what works for you, because that's the best. You listen, you hear this and that, but ultimately, you know where you want to be and what you want to do. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to another video. I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel before you go. Give this video a thumbs up so that the channel can keep growing and I can keep making this content, which I absolutely love to make for you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.